Rouse's Markets is voted best grocery store in New Orleans, best grocery store in Baton Rouge, Mississippi, Gulf Coast, Thibodeau, Houma, Hammond, Lake Charles, Mobile, year after year. Thank you for choosing us best grocery store on the Gulf Coast. Number one. Thank you.
Thank you.
The number one grocery store
In Mississippi, Alabama,
Louisiana. 1 million customers a week can't be wrong. Welcome to Rouse's.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it very, very much. You know, it's always exciting to get updates about what's happening in our school system. Very glad to have with us Superintendent of Terrebonne Parish Schools, Bubba Orgeron. Bubba, thank you again for joining us.
All right. My pleasure.
All right. Good to see you, my friend. And so we've got some of these performance scores. Really exciting to be able to get some news about that. Give us a little bit of an update of how we're doing with that here in the district.
All right, sure. So we improved overall our district by 1 point. Now that's not, significant growth, but we take growth any year, and there you go. There you have it. One point. But I think the key thing there is we, out of 29 schools, 20 of the 29 have shown some improvement. So that says a lot. We only had 9 schools decline, and the schools that improved by 5.5 points on average.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then the ones that declined by average of 2.7 points. So we had a lot of growth individually in our schools. So we're pleased with that. And, it's just, as Jared said before, it's a testament to the job that teachers do, that leaders do, and ultimately what kids do. Kids take the test.
Right.
And take a year's worth of content and knowledge, and they pour it onto the computer at the end of a year, and we get a score. Right. And, Keith, one of the things that we're doing, that we're emphasizing, and it's a mentality shift, a mindset shift, is we want teachers just to teach. Like we're not overemphasizing this test anymore in Terrebonne. Right. We really we want teachers to teach standards, not get so caught up in the numbers game. And we feel the numbers are going to fall where they need to fall. And I think that makes for a happier teacher. It makes for a teacher who's not under as much pressure. Now we're still going to look at it and recognize growth when we do get growth and work on things improve. But for the most part, we want teachers just to teach, get back to the joy of teaching, the joy of being creative, having some autonomy. So that's been our message this year. We really want them to use the skills that got them into this job, the things they love to do, to be what kids receive as students in their classrooms. So that's our shift. So these numbers are important, but it's not the end all be all for us. We really want solid instruction, solid teaching, and we feel we're there. We have some great people teaching kids in Terrebonne Parish. Matter of fact, and I think I might have mentioned this, we're working hard to improve the number of certified teachers we have in our schools. And I'll give you a quick story. One of our schools, Grand Bayou Elementary, they grew 12.3 points last year. So that was like in top 10 in Louisiana out of all, like well over 1,000 some schools. You can see Grand Bayou, that growth there is 12.3 points. Those are all the schools, some of our highest growing schools, but that one in particular. And if you ask the principal, what did it take? How did you get such good growth? Her answer to this is, I think, obvious: solid, consistent teachers that are working together. They believe in the kids, and they stay year after year. So that makes a difference. And we're working to do that at all of our schools, where we can have as many just strong, solid, consistent teachers that are certified. And we think that alone is just going to really be a big factor in our success of kids. So that's kind of where we're at with scores.
It's really interesting. I love the perspective on, let's not look at the scores and focus on those about where we need to get to. Let's really invest in and really bring out the best. Let these teachers be the best they can be. in this environment. Let the principals be the best that they can be, and the scores will take care of themselves. And
Yes,
this one from
yes.
Grand Caille Elementary is a great example, right?
Yes.
Look at this huge improvement here of an A score. These four schools here that we see, Malbell Elementary, you know, from a 93.4 to a 97.8. I mean, it's almost perfect.
They've been kind of living in the A zone. So it's what you get up there. It's hard to continue to grow. You know, it's hard to kind of keep chipping away at it. And they've done it. So you see that.
Grown 4.5 points. I mean, that's
So
remarkable.
So we had those 4A schools, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4 schools that were like less than a point away from growing into the A category.
Yeah.
So we had like Grand Caille Elementary. Listen to this one. They were 1/10 of a point away from an A.
Well, we know we can round up, right?
No, I wish we could, right, for their sake. You know, but I think that's an incentive for them to kind of just push a little bit more.
Just a little bit more, right?
You know, they can become an A school easily. But Montague Middle, Berg, and Broadmoor were all less than a point away from an A. So that says a lot there. So we had 4 A's, 16 B's, 9 C schools, which tells you we have 0 DRF schools, which wasn't the case not that long ago. We had up to, I want to say we had 8 D schools not long ago, and 1 on the verge of an F, you know. And look, they chipped away. They worked hard. They weren't going to allow themselves to kind of stay in that lower tier level, and they've bumped up. You know, C school, you know, even some of these C schools, you can see on this chart, most of them are growing in that category. So they're moving forward, most of them. You know, I could take Schriever. Schriever grew 6.6 points. So that says a lot. Legion Park had a little decline, but they had multiple years of back-to-back growth. So it's hard to grow every year in this accountability. I call it a game. You really kind of.
Well, Bubba, we appreciate the time. Appreciate the time and so excited for you. Look forward to a wonderful holiday season and even better school year. I appreciate it.
And again, too, we're excited and we're proud of all the people that contribute to this score.
Absolutely.
You know,
like go into it.
Everybody. Yes, sir.
Very cool. Thank you, my friend. Enjoy the holiday season.
You too. You too.
All right. Thank you. All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment, but don't go anywhere. A lot more Bayou time when we continue.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bourke, know your rights.